Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of After Capture. Today I'm going to be basically editing this creative blur that I took a few days ago at Hills and Dales Metro Park, and it's a pretty interesting shot just because it was taken during right after the golden hour, so the sun was already kind of setting, and I'd just been hiking all day trying to find this sunset spot basically to just capture. And so I got this tree image, which I'll show you here now. But then afterwards, I was just like, once I got, my thinking with sunsets is that once I get the shot, then it's like the shot that I envisioned, the shot that I planned, that I waited on for the light to, just hit it just right. Then I'll just experiment, just different techniques. I'll just try different compositions. I'll move around, stuff like that a lot more after I've taken the shot. So this is basically a end result. It's basically an afterthought that I took because I knew I wanted to try some horizontal, some kind of minimalist landscapes, basically some creative blurs. So basically what I did is I just swipe the camera just kind of left and right, just kind of like a sweeping motion, not even moving my legs at all. I basically was just pivoting my upper torso and just going like that. And so it just kind of resulted in this. I took about maybe 20 images that look kind of similar to this, but this is probably my favorite. I think the color range and the gradient lighting is probably the best, on this one. Where it goes from that smooth black down to the grays and then the orange and then the blues. It's just, I feel like that looks a lot better. So I'm gonna be editing this one. I haven't touched it at all yet. I just now opened it on Luminar 3. Now, I will say a lot of people probably don't like these kind of images just because they're very kind of artsy, I guess. And it's not, you may think it's like a lazy photo, but it's like, I feel like there's a way to, tastefully make a creative blur. They call it intentional camera motion, or ICM, and I feel like there's a good way to do it. And the thing with this is just that it's very much a process of trial and error. So I tried this many times. Like I said, I probably took about 20-30 images total, and I kept probably about half of those, I would say. And it just it's one of those things to try again and just see how it comes up with, because sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Like this one, I know there's a lot of lights on the horizon, and it was just kind of difficult to really get rid of those lights, so I kind of had to actually wait. On this one, I can actually tell there's kind of a little bit of few dots. This is probably one of the best ones I saw out of all my raw files for this, because I don't really see too many lights, because the problem is the lights would also make streaks as I moved, so I deleted a lot of those kind of files, but this one looks pretty good. I just need to clean up a few little dots that kind of bug me in the horizon line here. And actually I'm going to do that first, so I'm going to do the clone stamp tool. Probably one of my favorite tools, honestly. I use it to pretty much save a lot of images, clean them up, basically, stuff like that. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in real close. Yeah, there's a few dots I see are really noticeable, but I reduced my size of my clone tool. You see, it's just can't get it quite right though. It's a problem, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna undo this again. I'm just gonna skip it for now. I'm gonna do the AI image enhancer. Oh gosh. Yeah, okay, I might as well, since I'm here, might as well show you. So these are what I was referring to, these light streaks. See all these different ones, especially on the bottom half? That's what I'm referring to, all these antenna towers. There's tons of neighborhoods that are obviously lit up already and stuff like that. That kind of, just got captured. But I guess because the exposure was so low that it just kind of, made that whole bottom half black basically, and you couldn't see most of those lights. But I should probably also mention my my EXIF data. So I was using I was Canon EOS 80D, my regular camera, which is actually the one I'm filming with now, and then I was using my EF 73-300 f4 to 5.6, just pretty much my all-around lens, because it was pretty far away, this kind of sunset, but I was standing on top of a hill and I was kind of level with it for the most part, which kind of helped. And I was using ISO 1600 f14, and I was at 75 millimeters. So I really didn't zoom in that far, but I found that 75 millimeters was just right, where I could just capture enough detail of the landscape basically to get the creative blur. Okay, I'm just gonna mess around with some of these looks down here. They call them looks on Luminar, or you can call them presets, or anything you really want. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna really use them. Yeah, try the sky enhancer. Considering this is pretty much all sky, Tone it down. I guess what I could do is I could do one of these looks, and then I could do up the shadows. Decrease the shadows, excuse me. Yeah, just to keep that, because see, if you go all the way with shadows, you get that. And it's not really what I'm after. So maybe this, do the accent AI filter. Maybe details enhancer, not that really kind of matters, but I do feel like there's a way to sharpen like a blurry picture, intentionally blurry picture like this, So, I might try that. Hue, saturation, luminance. Try this. I want to bring out some more. Yeah, there we go. Brings it just like a little bit more punch to the colors here. So, yeah. Believe it or not, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be to edit this one. Or at least I'm not really finding a kind of style that I would go for. Yeah, it's a lot trickier. And I really don't know why though. Okay, believe it or not, I'm gonna use the Luminar Look portrait enhancer to. I'm thinking this is gonna look good, but I really don't know why, because that's obviously a portrait, but I feel like it gives kind of a nice color range up here. I tone it down to about 70 and try a little bit more. Got about 57 here. I think that looks good. Now I'm gonna try the clone stamp tool again. I'm just gonna get a really small size on that little brush and then just kind of stamp out all these little lights that kind of they bug me. They distract from the whole image. This is what I should have done the first time. I don't know why I didn't. It's all these tiny little white specks of light that somehow just ended up in the image. But, that's okay. I think that's it. It actually might be done, but let me just look through my tools again and we'll just see what, if there's anything else that could really be found. Yeah, because I definitely don't want to overdo it, but maybe do a little bit of sky enhancer. Just a little bit, Don't want to overpower it once again. Because I notice if I do these sliders a little too much, it starts getting that kind of grainy look, and that just, it's not really desirable for me, at least. And here's what I started with. So, quite a big difference, honestly. It really bring out the colors a little bit more. And I think that'll be it. Yeah. Maybe let me try something. Maybe up the exposure just a little bit, but that might be it. Maybe up the clarity a little bit, just a little bit. And all right. Okay, and then to title it, I'm just gonna call it Sunset Creative Blur. Nice and easy. So, see, So yeah, it was a really beautiful night. I really like the lighting there. The actual sunset photo I got, it wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, obviously. It's beautiful lighting regardless, but I definitely feel like these creative blurs I took after, the stuff I really didn't plan. This is just, like I said, an afterthought. I feel like these were kind of like probably the best images I pretty much took of that sunset and that evening. So I really like making these just because they're really creative and artful. It focuses more on the way the kind of the image, if you do vertical or horizontal, it kind of focuses more on that. And this one's very minimalist, whereas I've taken ones of like fall foliage on trees, and it has lots of swirls, it has lots of textures. This one's just more about, it has a few kind of leading lines going on, but it's more about just the colors and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I really like how it turned out, but so basically that's the end. Let me know in the comments if you like these videos, or maybe like an image or an idea you want me to maybe edit or something like that. So it's just whatever I can really capture, and then like I said, I just kind of pluck these as I go. If I go on any trips or whatever, I'm trying to aim for like once a month basically, just make one of these videos, just to edit a photo, just kind of show you my process a little bit. But I'm definitely more about the whole journey and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's more what I'm up to. Pretty much that'll be it. So until next time, guys, make sure to get out there, and I'll be out there soon once again. So can't wait. So have a good day, guys. Thank you.